Listen, I don't like her. Do I know her? No, but I know she's not better than me. She knows what Jeremiah and I have, and she's being messy. You feel the same way if you in my shoes. I don't like her. Ooh, Huda. Huda, if this is how you're gonna be acting, you may need to go home, baby. Oh, and Bella, I see you finally clocked in. Let's talk about it.
Roxiie says we're gonna talk about it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxiie with Roxiie Says, and we're going to talk about it. Today, we are reviewing Love Island Season 7, Episode 4, baby. When I tell you I was cracking up all up and through this episode, I had a time. So let's get right into this review. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you are made aware every time I post a new video, because I'm going to be uploading every day. We're going to be together every day, so you might as well hit subscribe, all right? So let's get right into this review. So we pick up right where we left off with Huda waiting for Jeremiah's response to her revealing that she has a child. And Jeremiah says, wow, that's a bomb, but not in a bad way, okay? And he says that he thought that Huda's second bedroom was a little freaky dungeon. I said, Jeremiah, that was your first thought, child? So Huda asks him to be honest and tell her if this is a deal breaker for him. And he says, all I can tell you is how I feel right now, okay? And right now, I feel like I still like you a lot, all right? He made sure to say right now, though. He made sure to say that. But that still comes as a relief to Huda, and she says that she wanted to make sure that she told him in the right way. And listen to what Jeremiah says next. This fool says, well, you know, it feels like we can win this. It feels like we can win this because we've already built so much that it can't shake what we already have. And I said, child, listen, when he said that, what I heard was, you know, I don't really give a damn if you have a kid, because my plan this entire time was just to use you to win this. So you having a kid is irrelevant to me because we ain't gonna be together after I get my money, all right? That's just what I heard. Because she tells you that she has a child, right? And before y'all can even have a deeper conversation about that, you start talking about winning this. This is my first time watching this show, and even I know that that's not a good sign. That is not a good sign, okay? And you can see it on Huda's face. She looks confused. She looks concerned, right? So in Jeremiah's confessional, he says that he's always thought that dating a woman with a child would be a deal breaker for him, but he still really likes Huda, and he's processing everything. But he appreciates that she confided in him with this news. Boy, bye, okay? Boy, bye. You pretty much told on yourself. You pretty much told on yourself. Ace was right about you, Jeremiah. It's giving fake. Yep, it's giving fake, all right? So Huda tells us that she wants him to fall in love with her as an individual as well as a mom. And we see them share a hug and a passionate kiss, but I'm sorry, y'all, I'm not buying it. Tell me what you think down below, all right? So next we see Nick and Bella. They go over to the fire pit because Bella wants to see how he's doing, and Sierra is just watching them. She's just watching them like a hawk. And Nick tells Bella that the fact that she's only had one boyfriend makes him feel like her bar is set super high. So Bella is doing a lot in this conversation, and I was like, girl, did someone give you an edible? She's doing a lot. She's being super flirty and super exaggerated. She's laughing a lot at every single thing Nick said. She's like, oh, a lot. She was doing a lot. And Nicholas is flirting right back because we know that he is a huge sucker for attention. So he's eating this up. He's eating it all up, all right? Meanwhile, Sierra is telling Charlie and Austin that she hates this little love triangle between her, Bella, and Nicholas. And now Sierra is comparing herself to Bella because Bella has only had one person. She's only been with one person. And Sierra has the highest body count in the house. So now she's wondering, oh, maybe Nick prefers Bella after finding out this information. She's just really in her head about everything, okay? And Nick and Bella, they're still chatting, and Bella tells him that him getting snatched up by Sierra made her feel like, maybe I really do like this guy. And Nick was like, oh, really? Oh, really? And right at that moment, child, Sierra comes and snatches Nick right back up out of that conversation. And at this point in the episode, I was like, you know what, Bella? You doing a lot. You doing a lot. You better not be doing all of that flirting. And then when Nick leans in for a kiss, you hit him with the... You better not do that, because if that's your plan, you don't even need to be doing all this extra stuff that you're doing right now, okay? That's what I wrote in my notes. But oh, baby, Bella had other plans, okay? Bella had other plans. So next we see Sierra in Soul Ties, and she's telling Nick that she's in a very uncomfortable spot of enjoying what they currently have while still watching him explore his other options. And it's very hard because she likes him a lot and she's always missing him. She says throughout the day when he's not around, all she's doing is thinking about him and missing him. Girl, why? But he tells her, look, it's still early. And Sierra's like, oh yeah, I know. I promise, I'm not trying to rush anything. I'm not. But she also tells us in her confessional that she feels like she likes Nick more than he likes her. And that scares her because she hasn't really been building connections with any of the other guys. Baby, you better start now. You better start now, okay? Because as you can see, Nicholas, he goes wherever the wind blows. Wherever the wind blows, Nick is there, okay? And honestly, you shouldn't have even taken him to Soul Ties. You should have just took Austin's freaky ass to the hideaway and started making out with him or something. Start building some connections. Do something, all right? But she says that she feels really silly now for prioritizing him when he's clearly torn between two ladies. So Sierra tells Nicholas that she feels like he has a connection with Bella and he should respectfully see it all the way through, but he needs to make a decision sooner than later. So Nick is in his confessional, confused AF as usual, all right? So next we see Huda telling Shelly about her conversation with Jeremiah, and she's now afraid of the unknown. But Shelly lets her know, look, this is a lot for him to process and to think about, but at least he gave you a bit of reassurance by saying that his feelings haven't changed. Baby, those are only words. He's lying. He is lying, okay? So Huda is in her confessional and she's crying and she says that she could see that Jeremiah was conflicted during that conversation, but she's going to be patient and she hopes that her revealing this information to him only makes him like her more. All right, so now it's bedtime and we see Jeremiah looking cute in his glasses. Jeremiah looked cute in those glasses. He really did. Very studious, all right? And he tells Bella that Huda told him about her daughter. And Bella was like, oh, she told you? And he was like, yeah, so you knew too? Listen, Jeremiah is still saying that it's not a deal breaker for him and he feels good about the situation with Huda. But in my opinion, even though I think that Jeremiah is playing Huda at this point, he would be well within his right to be upset because damn near everyone else knew except for him. It would be one thing if Huda didn't tell anyone, but the fact that so many other people know and he was the last to find out, yeah, I would be mad too. All right? So Huda gets in the bed and they're cuddling and Huda asks Jeremiah if he's okay. Are you okay? How are you feeling? And I gotta say this. Huda, in episode 1, you came with this energy of, I'm a proud mom, all right? And I don't care what anyone thinks about it. But you're not giving that energy right now. And I hate to see it. I really do. But they do end the night making out. And we also see that Nicholas and Sierra are all cuddled up in the bed, all right? So it's breakfast time. It's the next day. And we see Ace is only making breakfast for Shelly this morning. Then Taylor brings breakfast up to Orlandria. And Huda is sitting there all sad and sulking. And she's like, no one brought me breakfast. I didn't get any breakfast. And Taylor tells her, girl, chill out. Jeremiah's coming. He right behind me. It's okay. So now Huda is going to attribute every single thing that Jeremiah says and does to her revealing to him that she's a mom. Listen, Huda, please don't get annoying. Because you're the one who made the decision, not only to wait, but to tell others before you told him. Okay. So next we see Charlie, and Charlie is saying that his options in the house are very limited. And I said, well, that's a stretch because your options aren't limited. Your options are 0. Okay. Don't nobody want you right now. Nobody. Meanwhile, Orlandria is telling Shelly that Charlie is going to have to step his game up because he hasn't even brought breakfast for any of the ladies. And I said, you know what, Orlandria? You're right. Charlie, if you don't take your behind upstairs and go give these ladies some tea and crumpets and show these American boys how it's done like you claimed you were here to do, because right now you ain't doing much. All right. So we see Shelly and Austin. They're having a very friendly conversation. And Austin asks her if she's getting a romantic vibe from what they have. And Shelly is very honest with him. And she says, look, right now, I don't feel that romantic spark, which was very obvious. Okay. And he says that he also feels the same way, which is what I've been saying. These two are not feeling each other like that, but at least they agree that there's less pressure when they're talking to each other now because it's giving friendship more than romance, okay? But Austin tells us that things could still possibly change because he was friends with his ex before it turned romantic. Child, ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change between y'all. It's a chop for y'all, okay? So we see Charlie venting to some of the guys saying that girls don't like him because he's not like the American guys that they're used to, and he feels like he still has that cringe on him from yesterday's game, all right? So we see him go to Shelly for a chat, but that doesn't happen because he immediately gets a text message telling the Islanders that it's time to get ready for a game called Getting to Fourth Base, all right? So they go upstairs to get ready, and while the ladies are in their quarters, Shelly gets a text saying that for this game, the ladies get to draft their own dream team. So they each have to rank their top 4 guys to form the ultimate lineup of who they want to go to first, second, third, and fourth base with, all right? So they're assuming that fourth base is the person that you're feeling the most in the villa. And they're told to text their answers back before heading over to the challenge. So child, it's finally game time. It's finally game time, and I was ready. So this game involves them grabbing objects with their mouths, okay? Getting condiments rubbed all over their bodies, sliding all around the place, kissing on each other. All the things that you would expect, okay? So we're just gonna run through the major interactions that happened in this game. So we see Ace and Huda share a kiss, and you know Jeremiah was not happy to see that. Jeremiah, if you're not aware, Ace is coming for your girl. Ace is coming for your girl, okay? Then we see Olandria, she's twerking on Charlie, and baby, Olandria looked good. Olandria looked good doing it. Then we see her make out with Ace, and child, Ace takes her down to the ground with that kiss, okay? And then when she gets up, she tells Taylor, I'm sorry, boo, I'm sorry. He says, don't worry about it, it's cool. Don't worry about it. So then we see Sierra, she comes out, she busts a split, she's twerking, and she makes out with Taylor. And I was smiling through all of this until she got to Austin. Baby, that kiss looked absolutely horrible. That looked absolutely horrible. And now I feel like he lied about that number in his briefcase, because you have all those bodies and you don't even know how to kiss. So you just be going up in there, that's all you do? You can't even kiss? Child. Anyway, of course, Sierra saves the best kiss for Nicholas, and we see Bella covering her eyes while it's happening, okay? So next we see Shelly. She makes out with everyone, and I did see her give a little push off when she was kissing Charlie and Austin. I definitely caught that she is not feeling those guys. She is not, well, we already know for sure that she's not feeling Austin, but she ain't feeling Charlie either, okay? But baby, when it was time for her to kiss Ace, he picked her up and they went at it. They went at it. But baby, next up was Bella. Next up was Bella, and we see Bella kiss Charlie. Didn't I tell y'all that Charlie would be the one to get the first kiss from Bella? I told y'all that yesterday. I told y'all that. And these two are going in, okay? Baby, the look on Nicholas's face had me cracking up because he looked so confused. He was like, what's going on? And everyone is cheering. All the ladies, they're like, yes, Bella. Yes, Bella. Child, Bella bit Taylor, okay? And she made out with him too. Meanwhile, Nick is at fourth base just waiting for his turn, and he is so excited to see this side of Bella. We see her make out with Ace, but baby, when she got to Nicholas, she wasn't playing no games. She gave him a kiss like, I want you back. I want you back. Bella, I'm proud of you, girl. I'm proud of you. I feel like she went upstairs and she had read her paperwork this morning and she realized what show she signed up for. And she's like, you know what? Today I'm clocking in. Today I'm clocking in. So everyone is having a good time. And then we see the new Bombshells come in. Ciao. So here they are, okay? We have Hannah. She's a 23-year-old from Arizona, and she says that she's here to not step on toes, but stomp on them and take your man. Straight up, okay? We also meet Amaya. She's 25, and she lives in New York City. And I said, let's go, Amaya. Oh, for those of you who don't know, I'm from Brooklyn, New York. So I'm always going to root for the New Yorkers. That's just me, okay? But Amaya says that she's not afraid to bring the claws out during this game. So, child, everyone is so shocked when these Bombshells walk in, and I'm just so excited because I know it's about to be some mess, okay? But all of the ladies were looking like, especially Huda and Bella, child, because Hannah picked Nick for her fourth base, okay? But on the way to Nick, Hannah had to stop at Jeremiah, and when she got to him, tell me why Huda and Bella, they started holding hands. I'm like, if y'all don't stop, they started holding hands. I'm like, are y'all about to pray? This is not the place for that, okay? And Ace is cracking up, talking about, yeah, Jeremiah. When I tell you, Ace had me cracking up this entire episode. this entire episode. But did y'all notice that Hannah, she didn't kiss Jeremiah. All she did was like pour stuff on him. And I wonder if she did that because she was looking at everything behind the scenes and she saw that Jeremiah does have a strong connection with Huda, right? She didn't kiss him, but she does make out with Charlie and Nick. And Sierra looked so sad through all of this. Okay, so next up is Amaya. And child, when she picked Jeremiah for fourth base, bitch, I screamed. I screamed. And the ladies are giving Huda a pep talk and they're reminding her, it's just a game. It's just a game. It's okay. It's just a game. And she is in her confessional saying, do you not see what Jeremiah and I have? Like, have you not seen all of this? Like, why would you come here and pick Jeremiah to be your fourth base? Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. So Huda, what that means is that Amaya saw your conversation and she sees that y'all's relationship is holding on by a tiny little string. And she's here to cut it. She's here to cut it, baby. Huda is pissed. Huda is so pissed, and she's grilling Amaya the entire time that she's making out with Charlie, Nicholas, and Ace. Child, why when Ace finished making out with Amaya, he looked over to Shelly like, yeah, you like that? Listen, Ace is crazy. Ace is so funny. And now it's Jeremiah's turn, and he takes a deep breath. When he sees Amaya coming over, Jeremiah was like, oh boy, I don't even know what to do, okay? And as Amaya was walking over to Jeremiah, here goes Ace. Everybody make noise for Jeremiah. Yeah, Jeremiah. Listen, Ace is an evil, messy shit starter, okay? And I love it. I love it. Child, Amaya jumps onto Jeremiah. They start making out. She's grinding on him. Ace is screaming at the top of his lungs, jumping up and down. Huda is throwing her middle fingers up. Jeremiah looks so ashamed with himself after it's all said and done. And during the kiss, Alandria was trying to cover Huda's eyes, and Child Huda yanked her hand away. Listen, this was a lot. This was a lot, and I could not wait for them to get back to the villa. Oh, baby. So when they get back, okay, we see the new Bombshells. They sit with the guys, and Jeremiah is trying his best to look uninterested, but all jokes aside for 1 second, he did look like he was genuinely concerned about Huda. We did see him like looking over to the girls to kind of check on Huda, okay? So Hannah tells them that she's a military brat, so she's lived in many places, and Amaya lets the guys know that she's a registered nurse, and here goes Nick. Oh, I'm a nurse too. Nick, if you got enough on your plate, okay? You don't even know what you're doing with Sierra and Bella. Don't even think about trying to add Amaya to your mix right now, okay? So they tell the guys that they're all here for the same reasons and no one should be married the first week. And child, the way that all the guys turned and looked at Jeremiah and was like, So Jeremiah tells the ladies that he's willing to play the games with them, but he's gonna keep it respectful on behalf of his existing connection, okay? Meanwhile, we see the ladies giving Bella props for showing out during the game, and she says that she wanted to step out of her comfort zone and be a little spicy today. Listen, like I said, Bella, I knew that you had that up in you to be on this show. Like, you was coming talking about, oh, I only do this. I knew that was in you or you wouldn't be here in the first place, like I said, okay? So Huda tells them that she's not mad at Jeremiah because it's a challenge and he handled it very well, but she thinks that that girl Amaya is a messy biatch. And I said, ooh. So Shelly jumps in because she already sees where this is going, and she reminds her that everyone is still exploring and everyone is still open. And childhood is like, yeah, I get that, but I'm a mom, okay? I'm a mom, and I just told him that I was a mom yesterday. And then she starts crying and she says, that is the hardest thing that I've ever had to do. Like I said before, Huda, it's not giving that you are as proud as you were trying to portray earlier. It's not giving that, okay? And Huda is saying how much she hated seeing Jeremiah kiss someone else, and she's crying and she's bawling, and everyone is trying to calm her down and comfort her. And in her confessional, she's calling Amaya names and she's saying she's messy and I know she ain't better than me. Is this the emotional maturity that you were talking about yesterday? Is it in the room with us? I need to know, okay? Because baby, it's not giving that. If you can't handle this shit, then take your ass home, baby. Take your ass home, because you calling her a bitch and all of that, honestly, it's just making you look jealous and insecure. That's all it's doing, okay? So next we see some of the ladies go over to the guys to grab the Bombshells for a girls chat, and Huda looks so uncomfortable when they get over there, okay? So the Bombshells tell the ladies that all of the guys said that they were pretty much open except for Jeremiah. And child, when Hannah said that, Huda looked so happy and relieved, and she was like, yeah, everyone here calls us mom and dad. Girl, who calls you that? Who calls you that? You, Huda, no one calls y'all that. Ever. We've never seen it. Huda, girl, what is going on? What is going on? So in Amaya's confessional, she says Jeremiah is a grown man and she is picking up on some signals for him. Now, if she, lets him know that she's feeling him and he turns her down, that's one thing. But if that's not the case, she's going full force on Jeremiah, okay? Meanwhile, we have Ace leading the conversation and asking Nicholas how he felt about Bella's kiss. And all of the guys do acknowledge that kiss he had with Bella was hella passionate. You see what I did there? Bella, hella, you like it. You like it. Okay, so Nick does a lot of yapping, and he finally spits it out. He says, look, before this game, he was at 70-30 between Bella and Sierra. But after that kiss he had with Bella, it's back at 50-50, child. All the guys start yelling and jumping up and down. They're so unserious and childish. But like I said, I was cracking up during this entire episode. Everyone is so unserious, okay? So now we see them getting ready for tonight. And Amaya says that she wants to chat with Jeremiah to see where things are, okay? And Huda was like, yeah, that's fine. You can talk to him to get to know him. Meanwhile, Jeremiah is telling the guys, look, I can't be fake. Okay, I can't be fake. So if there's a girl that I like, I'm not going to pretend that I don't like her because I'm not a fake person. Child, listen. So we see them finish getting ready and everyone gets downstairs and they all hug and you know the deal. So we see Austin chatting it up with Hannah. And after all the small talk, she tells him, look, I hate liars. Now remember, Austin has cheated 6 times. Did you see that part, Hannah? Did you see that part? I don't know. But they also bonded over their joy of filming their intimate activities. And I'm like, well, we know you like to do it, Mr. 50,000 nudes. We know you like that. But overall, conversations with Austin just seem so awkward. It doesn't matter who he's speaking to. It's just weird, okay? And even in Hannah's confessional, she says that she's not really feeling Austin like that, all right? So next we see Amaya. She's chatting with Ace, and she's telling him about her journey through nursing school. Then they start talking about the kiss that they shared earlier, and Ace lets her know that he really enjoyed it. But how was your kiss with old boy? Referring to Jeremiah. Just messy. He can't help it. Ace can't help but be messy, okay? So Amaya lets us know in her confessional that she really likes Ace, and I think that Amaya is really cute. She has this shy awkwardness about her. Of course, it can all be an act, but when she was talking to Ace, she's like, yeah, oh, I like that too. Oh, you like that? I like that too. It was cute. It was adorable to me, okay? Child, next we see Huda damn near crashing out when Shelly asks her how she feels about Amaya, okay? How do you feel about Amaya getting to know Jeremiah? And baby, Huda just starts going off. She's like, I don't like it. I don't like her. I don't care. Do I know her? I don't know her. I don't care. I don't like her. She's messy AF and I have a feeling and the feeling is on the inside and I don't like that feeling and y'all would feel the same way if you were in my shoes and I don't like her. Listen, Shelly is once again trying to calm Huda down, and in her confessional, Shelly is saying Huda is panicking for no reason, okay? Because everyone knows that Jeremiah isn't going anywhere. And I said, do we though? Do we though? You sound real confident, Shelly. Real confident. So now we see Nick and Bella in Soul Ties, and he's telling Bella that his feelings went from 80-20 to 50-50. And child, Bella got so excited for that. And I was like, oh, Bella, no. Calm down. Not you being hyped up over 50-50. Don't let this guy breadcrumb you and string you along. Please don't do that. Don't do that, okay? I know you clocked in, but we got to clock in with the brain too, okay, baby? So Nick says, well, it would have been nice to be your first kiss. And Bella was like, yeah, but you're not with me. You know, Nick, you're with Sierra, okay? But Bella says that she wished that it was him. And child, they start holding hands and then they start making out. And I said, hold up, Sierra. Sierra, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this, girl? But after they kiss, he tells Bella that he thinks that he's closer to making a decision. Nick, whatever. Okay, so next we see Hannah and Charlie. They're chatting on the dock and they're vibing over music. And Hannah says that Charlie is her type, okay? And his accent makes her want to just take her clothes off. And child, they start making out. And I said, all right, Charlie, all right, you back in the game. You're back in the game. So next we see Bella. She runs over to Orlandria to tell her all about Nick pulling her in for a chat and then making out. And she is so happy that she finally opened up. And while she's having that conversation, we see Nick taking Sierra to the speakeasy and he's telling her how much he enjoyed today's game and how sexy she looked sliding all over the place. And then they go and they make out in the photo booth. Oh, Nicholas, you naughty boy. You're so naughty, okay? And that's the end of the episode, but we will definitely be back for the recoupling on Sunday night. I enjoy this episode. If you can't tell, if you cannot tell, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. Ace had me cracking up. I'm proud of Bella for finally clocking in, but Bella, please don't be dumb. Do not be dumb. I definitely think that Huda needs to brace herself because Amaya is coming for Jeremiah. And Amaya, Jeremiah, like they're supposed to be together. Let me know all of your thoughts and predictions. Please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. We are so close to 36,000 subscribers, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!
Roxiie